Okay, Beyond the Gates fans, sorry I'm late with this review. This is for episode 16, Monday's episode. Tonight I'll try to watch episode 17. I don't know, it's kind of a mixture of me being, busy with the finale of Sisters that went down last week and the weather finally turning nice. Spring is on Thursday, so I've been spending more time outside, which is a good thing, you get past the holiday depression slump because the sun's finally come out, temperatures are warming up, grass and flowers are growing. Good stuff. But yeah, episode 16, it was alright. It wasn't like this is amazing. I'll give it like a 7 out of 10 because of the fact that, we're kind of easing into the week. I mean, this is a short week. Keep in mind, we're only getting 3 episodes. Because tomorrow is the last episode of the week because of the March Madness thing. Heck, I still need to do the video that breaks down the trailer for this week. I mean, technically, I don't need to do it since we only have 1 episode left, but I pre-recorded it, so I might as well just throw it up on the channel. So, this review won't be super long. It really won't because I have like half a page of notes. This is definitely a setup for bigger things to come probably next week. So, make sure you hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Hit subscribe, hit that bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Now, yeah, this was definitely a Ashley and Danny heavy episode to an extent. Well, Danny, I feel like she was just secondary. But let's talk about the Ashley stuff. So she is pissed off at Andre because as he's going in for a kiss, she immediately pulls back and chastises him like, look, I'm very much in love with my boyfriend, Derek, so I don't really know what this is, but this is inappropriate. And Andre apologizes and he's like, well, hey, what I was about to do didn't really happen. So, I mean, okay, I'm going to go. So as soon as he leaves on the elevator, Derek comes around the corner in his wheelchair because he's been officially discharged. And from there, Ashley is feeling guilty, and a lot of people online is like, girl, ain't nothing happened. What are you feeling guilty for? Now, the question is, is she feeling guilty because in her mind she almost cheated on Derek, even though she herself didn't do anything wrong? Or could it be possible that she feels some kind of guilt due to the fact that maybe she wanted to kiss Andre, but didn't because of her loyalty? Or it could just be one of those Little Miss Perfect moments where she felt guilty because she knows if she tells Derek about it, it's not going to turn out too well. Because remember, in episode 15, wasn't he about the whole, Ashley was like, wow, that was really nice of Andre to, get his friend at the Washington Post to do that story on you. And Derek was like, if you say so. And Ashley was like, what do you mean by that? So, I don't know. But either way, she takes him home. And we learn a little bit more about them in terms of their backstory. They've been together for about 2 years now. Their plan for their lives together has been, working out well. Kind of like, Ashley taking care of him as he was going through firefighter training and whatnot and starting his career. And then him being a caring boyfriend by, taking care of her as she finished up nursing school and started working at the hospital, as we saw in episode 1. And, she's really going above and beyond just smothering him with affection and TLC, which, like I said, it's difficult to tell if this is her doing it because she loves Derek or because she feels kind of guilty because she knows she's keeping something from him. But either way, he just says, well, hey, I apologize if I'm kind of being, pushy in terms of not appreciating what you're doing because he's not used to being smothered like this. It's kind of interesting to see the roles reversed because remember, he was the one doting over her as she was, starting her new career, but now the tables are turned, but he's going to appreciate it. And, so it's a wonder as to whether or not he actually finds out about Andre later on. But, in any case, over at Nicole and Ted's house, yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Nicole's office is at her house, right? Because I know she also has an office at the hospital, but in terms of where Laura, Eva, and Mona work is at her home office. But yeah, Nicole is adamant on finding Sherry Carter, obviously Eva's mom, Leslie slash Dana. We're talking about Sherry, her alter ego. She wants to find her so she can help, because it's like, well, it's not a coincidence that, we meet on the roof of the hospital, we talk in my office at the hospital, and then she just so happens to be a waitress at my awards ceremony. So it must be some sort of cry for help. And, Eva is tasked with trying to help find her. Ted overhears this and says, hey, I don't think it's a good idea for you to look her up. And basically, Nicole is like, wait, since when are you trying to tell me what to do? And Ted mentions how, well, the woman, she looks for you specifically and everything. It doesn't seem like, I don't think it's best for you to like be her doctor and whatnot. Maybe you ought to refer her to someone else. Like, yeah, I know, but I just felt worried. And, well, I'm sorry for coming on too strong. I just wanted to protect you. And Eva's eavesdropping on this entire conversation. So as she's about to leave and go home, Ted kind of stops and is like, hey, before you leave, just forget about looking up that Sherry Carter, okay? Because, Nicole says she changed her mind. Which, dang, this is what, the third husband in this show that's being controlling? I think, well, actually, more specifically, Ted doing this behind Nicole's back is just like Martin doing a very similar thing to Smitty a couple episodes ago, when he told that person at Nicole's award ceremony, oh, Smitty wasn't serious about getting back into, the reporting game, so you don't have to worry about that gig you were going to present him with. And it's like, dang. So then Eva gets a call from Leslie, but then she hangs up. So, probably when she gets home, they'll talk about it, but I'm not 100% sure. So from there, Andre comes by and brings by some photos from the award ceremony to Nicole, and it's like, wait, why are you doing this like so late at night? It's like, oh, well, I just happened to be in the neighborhood. It's like, yeah, well, this could have waited until tomorrow. But when they're alone, Nicole knows that Andre came by to talk about something specific. So it's cool to see her go into auntie mode, but he knows that he can go for her for this kind of advice because she's a psychiatrist. And it turns out, he reveals what happened with Ashley at the hospital. And I love how Nicole's like, look, if you're looking for my blessing to, pursue Ashley, you're not going to get it because she is already spoken for. And Andre is having a crisis here trying to figure out, like, man, like, why am I doing this? Like, I typically don't go for women who are already in relationships. Like, I wonder where this comes from. And it's a wonder if it comes from, maybe his dad or something. I don't know. But maybe that's something we can delve into more at a later time in the series. I really wish Ted could have overheard this. Maybe he could have given some insight. Like, yeah, my brother, your father was kind of the same way. Like, he just didn't know how to lock it down for women. He would just go from woman to woman. And a lot of people are feeling the same way. Like, yeah, we don't see it either why Andre likes Ashley. It's a wonder if it's one of those things where she's just I don't know, a woman he hasn't conquered yet. I guess it's the best way to put it. He did mention how he did have feelings for her, but never told her. And then next thing you know, she's with Derek. So, yeah, I have no idea where it came from. I don't know. But speaking of Andre and the ladies, we get back to Danny, who just randomly wakes up, huh? And she's like, oh, crap. So she basically wakes up like, oh, I effed up. So she immediately calls her girl Pamela to come over with some specific things, like a specific picture frame and bottle of wine and various other things, because she has to figure out how to erase her entire presence at their home. Because ironically enough, Pamela's like, yeah, we can't leave any form of evidence because, Bill is a beast in the courtroom. I'm not worried about Bill. I'm worried about my mom. I thought that was hilarious. But the thing is, Danny, for whatever reason, well, it makes sense. She assumes that, Ted and, Bill and Haley are still in Italy. And unbeknownst to her, they are on their way home now because, of course, Bill had a client with a huge case that, needed to be handled immediately. So their honeymoon was cut short. So they're stuck in heavy traffic. And a lot of people online were saying the same thing, like, Danny, you don't have time to just sit here and chat with your girl. You go ahead and clean this stuff up right now. So ironically enough, they do the fastest, clean up in history, because the moment that Bill and Haley arrive home, Haley goes around the corner, is like, what the hell? And everything is back to normal. So we actually go over to Danny's place, and Pamela's over there too. and they're just recapping, like, you always get into this kind of crap, and then I had to come over here and help clean it up. But just don't do anything like this again, please. And Haley notices something's wrong, like the picture frame. Well, the picture frame is fine, but there's a huge scrape on the picture itself. And then Bill's like, "Oh, well, look, it's probably fatigue from like the jet lag and everything. That's probably why, you're tired and seeing stuff that, maybe Mandela effect." Bill, this bottle of wine, remember how it had an inscription on it dedicated to us? Danny, let me go confront her. Now, let me say this. It's hard for me to take Haley seriously because of the fact that, let's be real, I don't like how she did Naomi. I don't like how she did Danny, and I don't like how she was like the straw that broke the camel's back and, destroyed that sham of a marriage to begin with, basically uprooting Danny's life. But I'm not condoning Danny's actions either, like breaking and entering. I mean, technically she didn't break in, but you know what I mean. That security guard gave the code and whatnot, and she just did way too much. Also, I wonder if we're going to find out what's in that box. I'm assuming she left that huge gift box at the house. Because part of me was like, wait, was that gift box just a sham? I don't think it was, because when she went over to the house and had the box, she didn't expect the security guard to pop up on her. So she probably left it. But did she put her name on it, though? That's the thing. And keep in mind, I have just watched episode 16. I have not watched episode 17 yet, so if they reveal in episode 17 what it was, don't comment like, "Jeremy, they already said it. I don't know yet. I won't watch episode 17 until later tonight." But it's just one of those things where Haley comes over there to stand up to Danny. At first, she takes one of her modeling photos, magazine cover, and smashes it on the floor, or drops it on the floor. And she's standing up. Her height she's so adorable. But it's just one of those things where I can't take her seriously because, yeah, you're a homewrecker. You violated the security of Danny and Bill's bedroom, and it just broke up their marriage and everything. So, like I said, I'm not condoning what Danny did and how she's been moving lately, but it's hard for me to sympathize with Haley because she's all like, "Yeah, you know what? I've tried to be the bigger person. I've tried to, let things slide and whatnot, but because you've been depicting me as the homewrecker, but if this keeps up, you're going to be depicted as the nut job you really are. So be warned." And I'm like, I know she's trying to come across as threatening and whatnot, but I just don't buy it because she's looking into the eyes of a crazy person. Danny don't give a crap, and like she said to Pamela, I fear my mom's wrath, not Bill's. So given that she fears her mom more than Bill, I have no doubt in my mind she has zero fear for Haley whatsoever. She even goes so far as to like, "I don't know what you're talking about." So then when Haley finally gets home, she tells Bill, "Everything's okay. I feel proud of myself. I stood up for, not just myself, but also us." And Bill's like, "You know what? Let's just forget about Danny and move on. We got a beautiful life to build." And I'm like, nah, that ain't going to happen. So Danny calls up Andre saying, "You know what time it is." So he comes over, and you could just tell by the looks on their faces, like, "Oh, here we go again." Because usually their scenes are hot and steamy, but you could just tell they both had a hell of a day. And I actually like the fact that despite them, kissing and making out, it really didn't go anywhere. You could tell their hearts weren't in it. And, Danny's like, "So, bad day?" It's like, "Yeah, what about you?" "It was an adventure." "You want to talk about it?" "No." And I like how they just embraced each other. And the sad part is, while they're finding comfort in each other and sexually they're getting what they need from each other, you could just tell neither one of them, they'd rather be with another person. Andre with Ashley for some reason, and Danny back with Bill. So, yeah, what can you do? Oh yeah, and then to round things out, this isn't really a big story point, but Smitty and Martin's children or teenagers get home, and the daughter is mad because she wants to start dating, and Smitty says, we'll talk about the prospect of a double date or a secret one where you and this boy can go to the movies, and me and your dad could be like a few rows back keeping watch, because I love how Martin's like, these horny little bastards. I don't know why, but that was just funny to me. So then Smitty's concerned about Tyrell because he can tell that something's wrong and he's hiding something. And Martin is like, come on, letting the boy starve isn't going to help anything. Let's go eat dinner. So he's very dismissive as always. But it's interesting because when they come home from school, Smitty immediately clocks it and it's like, wait, you figured out that something's wrong after only 10 words? When you know, you know. And that's something Martin ought to realize. Like, not only is your husband was a journalist reporter, he's good at clocking things like this, but you made him a homemaker and raised the kids. So obviously he's going to have a better read on the, your children than you would. So whenever Smitty clocks something as being wrong, he ought to pay attention. But yet again, you have Martin just saying, Smitty, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, yeah, a decent start to the week. I can't wait to watch episode 17. Hopefully things are a little ramped up. I haven't been on Twitter yet, so I haven't seen, what people are saying about the episode, but I'm pretty sure it'll be good. But yeah, that's episode 16 in a nutshell. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video.